Okay, now I've just received my lead swap for the week. This is dated the 27th of September, so I've copied it over to my lists folder and unzipped it. We have the valid and the invalid. Now I've just renamed the invalid file, but what we do for the invalid is import them into our blacklist in the back end of our malwares. So the thing is, we don't really need all of this information here. It just takes up too many megabytes, but it's handy to actually have the results. So let's just keep the first 3 columns and delete the rest. Okay, save the changes, and I'm just going to delete that file, rename this one invalid 27 September. Okay, and now I'm just going to see how many actual lines there are here. 46,163, so there's quite a few. And so what we want to do every week now when we get our invalid list is to upload this to our blacklist. So I've logged into my back end here, go to import, browse for the file, just see if I can find my where I unzipped it. Okay, and then click import. Now this is going to take a while. For 46,000, could take, you know, half an hour or even up to an hour to import this. So I'm just going to work on some other things while this is going in the background. Okay, so I'm just going to minimize that now. I'm going back to my list, and now I want to have a look at the valid list that we've received. Now I believe there's over 300,000 emails in here this week, and I'm just going to check that now to see how it's looking. Just over 306,000. So now to import this is probably going to take maybe 3 hours, but what you can do is if you do have access to a list management software of some sort, you can actually take out the duplicates and leave only the valid emails that aren't already in your list. And now I started doing this a little while ago, but I'm going to have another look at it again now. So there's a program called ListMate Pro, and this is only a demo version, so I've only got 8 days left and 47 users to use it. So I'm going to just test it out now just to see how it goes. This is actually a really good list management software. However, it might not have all of the features we need anyway, so I'm just going to check it out. So what we want to do is to merge files. So I'm just going to look at the input. Okay, now here's our first problem. We can only work with text files, but the files that we've got in our system here are actually CSVs. So I'm just going to test this and see if I can actually rename that CSV file and just see if that will actually work for us. Okay, so I've made a copy here. Let's just call it master let's call it master ListMate Pro, and I'm going to change that to a text file. We'll just see how well this works. And notice straight away trying to open this with normal Notepad is actually quite difficult in Windows because of the actual file size. It's it's kind of too big to use in Notepad. So I'm going to hope that it doesn't crash here. I just want to see if it opens okay, and then after that, and it did. Let's just see if it works. So what it's done is placed a comma in between each field, so that should actually work for us. Now the other file that we want to change is the one that we're going to import, the valids. So I'm just going to make a copy of that. Call it valid 27 set .txt. Okay, and again that's another large text file. Okay, so now we're going to try and load this up and see how it works. This is the first time I've actually done this with this software, so I'm keen to see if it actually works out okay. I know that it does work well with List Motor. That is the other program that I've been using. Okay, so we need to create a new file. And these are for all of the new files that we actually import. So let's see. There we go. Demo mode has a restriction on the 5 megabytes, so we can't actually do what we want to do with this in the first place because of the actual file sizes. So that's a bit of a bummer. I was under the impression that the demo version had no limits on the actual file sizes. So, well, it looks like we are stuck with using List Motor. Now, I actually did this a little while ago with the CSV files. Same thing, it actually took about 15 minutes to process. But once I did, we actually got the existing file, the existing emails and the new emails and the updated master. So now in my master file, after the import, after the update, we've got over 400,000 in here now. 425,786. So that's my new mailing list. The amount of new emails out of today's 325,000, 76,898. So we actually got more than I thought. I was expecting only about maybe 10,000 new leads. Okay, so that's the other thing that we wanted to do. Now, before we can upload the new emails, we need to make sure we have this along the top. So I'll just show you quickly how we get that. I'll just delete that one out of there. What we do when we first update this in the software, it actually deletes the top line. So we want to go to one of our zip files, just pick our valid one, and we're going to copy the top line and then paste it. Okay, so highlight the line, copy, and insert copied file, copied cells, and then save. Okay, now our list, and this is the one we're actually going to import today, is ready to go. And the size of the file is 10 megabytes, where the original zip of the original CSV was 39. So it is actually a lot smaller because we were able to take out a lot of the existing emails. That saves a lot of time importing them. Now we've importing the blacklist. All we need to do is just watch here the import until it's actually finished going. So the worst thing about this, it doesn't actually give us a progress line. We can't see how far it's gone and how long it's going to be. All we know is that I think we had about 46,000 to import, so I'm not sure if there's any way to actually get a bit of an idea on how well it's progressing. I can just open up a new window and just check the numbers. 1,266,581, and yeah, it hasn't changed. So yeah, we're not going to get an answer on that until it's probably finished the actual number of emails added to the blacklist. And the reason we want to add these to the blacklist is so that we don't import any bad emails from the list that we might actually be getting. Now that we've prepared our list, it's time to import our leads into our main database. So let's have a look at where we are here. So at the moment I've got 357,785. So it's not a bad collection. We're about to add another 76,000 I think to that list now. Okay, so now the list that we are importing to is our main list. So this is where our large number goes, and then we're going to, each day we're sending out a few emails to weed out the, we're actually looking for openers. So just in the last couple of days I've only been sending 20 emails per day just to start the warm-up process, and so 82 leads emails have gone out so far, and we've only found 3 openers, which is fine, you know, for the small number. Okay, so let's go to import. Now we always choose live import, it seems to work better than the other version. Okay, now something to remember, if this is the first time you've done an import, you actually need to go to your zip and just click on the valid CSV and import the whole 300,000 emails into your system. Now, because of what I've done, I've actually separated the duplicates now with list motor. I'm actually going to just look at the new imports, new emails now to import, which narrows the list down from 325,000 down to about 76,000. So I'm going to import this file. This will show you how it's done. If you're not using a list manager, just import the whole file. It'll just take longer to do, but the system automatically removes duplicates as well. Okay, so upload the file. Okay, the process is starting. Grab a coffee while we're waiting. It'll take a few seconds to get started after it actually uploads the file, but once the process starts, I'm actually importing, I think I've got it set to import 1,000 emails at a time, so it'll still take a while to go through the whole 76,000, but we will get there. So okay, here we go, it's beginning. So there's the first 1,000, and we can see from this we had 10 that's already on the blacklist. So this is the reason why we are importing the blacklist and increasing it all the time. We want to get all the emails out of our mailing list that could be people that complain to about spamming, or it could be people actual spam traps themselves. So I'm going to leave this now for a little while, and this is going to take a few hours, so I'm probably going to go and watch TV for a little bit, and we'll just let it go. But basically you just let this import. You can't close this page, you have to leave it open until everything has finished uploading. Looks like the import is finished. So with this blacklist that we have, there was 743 bad emails that were weeded out. The rest of them were imported quite nicely. And so now I've got 430,000 in my mailing list.